Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of r/malicious compliance. In today's episode, no one is above the rules, and I mean no one call me if he pulls rank. After that, skip on a high school senior tradition. Never, but how about a double serving of malicious compliance instead? Finally, food not spicy enough for drunk customer. Alright then. Before we get into today's episode, remember to subscribe so you never miss another of our videos. In our first story, no one is above the rules, and I mean no one called me if he pulls rank. I used to work for a marketing company that serviced small and medium-sized businesses across America. It was a multi-billion-dollar revenue company. The CEO was a true rags-to-riches story. He joined the company right after he got out of jail in his early 20s for a small drug charge and worked his way up over 20 years to eventually become the CEO of the company. The CEO strongly believed that the success of the company did not come from the brilliant and intelligent minds that he hired for his executive team, but the hard work, sweat, and tears of the in-field sales reps, service reps, made sure the customer services were properly installed, collection reps, chased after customers who fell behind on their payments, and sales managers. He would often say, "Without sales we don't have the revenue to pay your salaries. Without customer service customers will drop us faster than we can bill them. Without collection reps we'd lose too many accounts due to non-payment. And without sales managers to hold it all together we'd fall apart." And he had a rule. Every single executive team member would spend one full week of each quarter in the field with a sales manager, customer service rep, collections rep, or sales rep. In addition, when they are in the field they are to submit to whoever they've been assigned to and they may not pull rank. This rule applied to everyone to include the CEO. I know this, cause the CEO personally rode along with me for 5 days in the field. He was a legit cool guy. I got a story at the end about this. So, apparently we had hired a new VP of marketing from a major brand that I'm sure everyone in this sub would know of. Anyway, apparently the first time he went in the field the VP of marketing pulled rank on a sales manager and the sales manager reported this directly to the CEO. A new quarter went by, and I got an email stating that the VP of marketing will be joining me in the field on such and such week. Okay, cool. Not the first time I had some higher up come out and ride with me. But about an hour later I got a call from my CEO. CEO, PJ, the VP of marketing is going in the field with you. Me. Yes sir, I got the email. CEO, PJ, I picked you cause when I was in the field with you, you seemed like the kind of guy that wouldn't be bullied or let someone run all over you. Me. Okay, well thank you. CEO, this VP is new to the company, and the last time he went in the field he pulled rank. I told him not to pull rank again, and if he does I want you to call me as soon as you can. PJ, I understand. CEO, thank you. The VP meets me up. Honestly, for the first 2 days everything was fine. However, on the third day I was meeting with an existing client. This client was a difficult to please customer. He would always say we weren't worth the money, but I knew we were cause I could see his results, and over the years this client's business had grown a lot. Said client would beat us up over pricing. I'd stand firm, give him a 3% price increase, and offer him upgrades on top. He'd haggle me down to a 1.5% price increase and we'd sign the contract. Now I told the VP what would happen, that it would be a long sales call, and a difficult high tense one. But to let me handle it, I've dealt with the client quite a bit and was well prepared. Now this meeting with the client lasted 2 hours, but I'll get to the point. The client wanted a discount and was threatening to go to our competitor. He wouldn't. That's when the VP spoke up and said, "I'm the VP and I'll personally give you a 15% discount on your current plan if you agree to sign a 1-year contract." The customer said 20%, the VP said spilt the difference 17.5%, and we have a deal. They agreed. I was mad as hell. One thing to mention, my commissions depended on me generating more revenue and this VP just f'd me over. We get in my car, and I go, "You pulled rank, you shouldn't have done that." He said, "I got the deal done." I said, "Had you kept your mouth shut I'd have gotten more money, not given 20% back." He goes, "We got the contract signed." I said, "We gave away tens of thousands of dollars that we didn't need to." He goes, "Look, I'm the VP." I then called my CEO. He saw the name pop up on my car's Bluetooth. CEO answered. CEO, PJ, how are you doing? PJ, the VP pulled rank on me and gave my customer a 17.5% discount on his current plan right as I was about to close him for more money. CEO, that's not right. Where is the VP? PJ, you're on speaker, he can hear you. CEO, excellent. Hey VP. VP, yes sir. CEO, tell me what happened. VP told his side of the story, which he admitted the truth but also admitted to pulling rank and giving the customer a discount. CEO, okay, thanks for your honesty. You're fired. VP, excuse me. CEO, you're fired. You have a 1-year probation clause. You're done. You don't pull rank when in the field. VP, you can't do this. CEO, I just did. You are to get on a plane, come back to your office and clean it out. PJ, take Mr. VP back to his hotel and drop him off. PJ, sure, no problem. And for the next 20 minutes I had an awkward car ride back to my former VP's hotel. Later in a all-hands-on meeting, the CEO made sure to talk about how if an executive is in the field and pulls rank, it's a fireable offense for the executive, and he wants all the sales reps, sales managers, customer service reps, and collection reps to know that. Side story on the CEO. The company had a data plan, which gave us 4G on our iPads, phones, and laptops. Well, the company changed the service plan, and our data plan went down to only our phones, and we had to hotspot off that. They said this move would save us $80,000 a month. We had like 4,000 employees in the field. Well, 2 months later we had a conference. We had 3 conferences a year, and after the conference, everyone went to the hotel bar. That's when I approached my CEO with another sales rep and talked to him about how much of a pain it was to hotspot all our devices and how much it drained our phone batteries and blah blah, and that I get it saves money, but it also costs production. The CEO nodded and said, tell you what, in 2 weeks the CIO is supposed to go in the field. I'll have him to go in the field with you, and if he agrees that it's costing our reps productivity and causing too many workflow issues, I'll bring back 4G data to all devices. The CIO was there and said, CIO, you're going to XYZ area and you will be riding with PJ. Pay attention to how he uses his 4G data, and if you think we should go back to the old plan where all devices had 4G. The CIO went into the field with me. On the 3rd day at breakfast he said, last night I called the CEO and I said yeah, and he said I made a recommendation that we go back to our old data plan and ensure all your devices have 4G data. It's obviously creating productivity issues, and when you look at the cost per user, it's not that great. Our next story is skip on a high school senior tradition. Never, but how about a double serving of malicious compliance instead? This isn't my story, but it happened to some high school classmates of mine in the late 1990s. Unfortunately, I wasn't smart enough to be part of it. The AP Calculus class teacher had a tradition that held up for at least a decade, where, if you brought your college acceptance letter, you'd be invited to his breakfast club. Essentially, instead of taking the math final exam for the year, he'd provide transportation to the local IHOP, buy everyone breakfast, and shoot the breeze together. The gesture was a popular and welcome one after all. These were the brightest kids in the school, the top 10%, including the valedictorian and the salutatorian, the captain of the debate team, and others. Taking a final exam when they were already assured their places in Ivy League schools was a pointless formality, after all. The year this story happened, however, there was a new teacher who made a big deal about how unfair the breakfast club was. Funnily enough, her name was Karen. The school's vice principal came in and told the class that they would stay in the school with everyone else and take the final exam, or else they'd face in school suspension. The AP Calculus teacher had his hands tied. So, on the day of the test, a Friday, the whole class came in and took their test, which consisted of a single question: what's your name? The students looked up to see a shit-eating grin on the teacher's face, and they quickly caught on. Everyone filled in their papers, submitted them, and then they went off to IHOP. Perfect test scores for everyone. By the time the weekend was over, the whole school knew the story, and Karen must have complained to the vice principal once more, because he came and gave in-school suspension tickets for the entire class. It was truly an odd sight to see the school's geniuses file into the ISS room only to find their AP Cal teacher, who had volunteered for monitor duties, or swapped with a normal monitor, or something. And he had brought bags of bagels, cream cheese, whitefish spread, and butter for everyone serving suspension that day. And the final story of the day is food not spicy enough for drug customer. Alright then. I was just reminded of an incident that happened when I was a waiter working through university from another post. The restaurant I worked at had a variety of traditionally spicy meals. The kind of spicy that grew in not only your night out but the next morning, every time. So many people would claim they could eat the hottest food then complain it was uneatable, resulting in us having to at the very least comp the meal. We started to secretly only offer what the kitchen called white spice. We started giving a free side of freshly cut chilies with our hot meals for those who claimed to be able to eat extremely hot food. This was so if the meal wasn't hot enough they could add more chili and be at fault for ruining their own food. One night this incredible drunk, rude, obnoxious customer ordered a meal and said make it hotter than the kitchen staff like it. We made the standard white spice meal with a big side of chilies and she complained the chili wasn't cooked through without even tasting it. I took the meal out back and told our head chef exactly what she wanted. The chef made a new meal from hell. There was as much chili in the dish as every other ingredient. It hurt my eyes to hold the dish, let alone cook or eat the embodiment of fire I was holding. Naturally, after a couple bites the customer went bright red and started coughing, yelling for me to complain. The chef heard, rushed out and asked the customer with her not-so-great English, "What problem? Food made like I eat." A long rant, some yelling, followed by coughing later. She demanded the chef taste the monstrosity she'd conducted. Our chef didn't even hesitate. She went to town without breaking a sweat and simple said, "I can make hotter like wanted if want." Customer turned a different shade of red, got up and paid and left, leaving her table of friends behind without saying a word. I miss the kitchen staff at my old job, to say the least. If you made it to the end, thanks for watching. And I recommend you click on one of these videos.